You've got a presentation in 10 minutes and you don't have one ready. Luckily for you, it's easy to create a fully formatted presentation in seconds, and I'm going to show you how. But before we get started, my name is Dennis and I like to run experiments with AI. In this video, I'm going to take a document, extract the key talking points, and create a fully formatted PowerPoint presentation in just a few minutes. And you should watch this video because it might be different than other tutorials on the internet because ChatGPT is improving at an insane rate, and it wasn't always capable of accomplishing this task not too long ago. Okay, so we're gonna first start with the prompt. Now this is a pre-recorded video and I'm gonna pause it right now because I have a lot to say about the prompting process. Now, I didn't write this prompt, number one. I actually asked AI to generate a prompt for me as a presentation expert, but you want to be as specific as possible for your role, your audience, your purpose, and what tone you want the presentation to have. For example, if you are a teacher and your audience are 9th grade students, you might want to specify that you're an English teacher. This is a PowerPoint presentation to teach students about a certain topic, and that the tone and the language is most appropriate in a high school setting. On the flip side, if you are a salesperson, you might want to modify this prompt so that it's both persuasive and informative, as well as industry specific, so it can use any key terms or vocabulary that is specific for whatever industry you're working with. That's important. Also, if you have a format that you like, you can specify here. I'm asking it to just recommend a format, but if you have an existing presentation that you like, you might want to upload that as a reference example so that the AI can use it to model its new presentation, right? So it can adopt a similar format, tone, style for whatever presentation you're making. That's a really helpful tip. But for the purpose of this experiment, we're going to pretend that we don't have any presentations available for its reference. And as you can see right here, I am using an article online about the pros and cons of AI in schools. And that's what it's going to create the presentation on. If you have a document, you can upload that. You can upload any websites or links, and you can ask it to summarize all the key information about a certain topic and then generate a presentation based on that topic, okay? So that's kind of everything that I'm thinking about with this prompt. Let's go ahead and see how it does. Okay, and so the next step is the AI is identifying the main ideas from the article I gave it and creating this slide deck. You're going to want to review it to make sure the content, the language, the tone, the style all fits your needs. And then you're going to want to make any adjustments down in the chat box. But for the purposes of this showcase, we're going to go ahead and start generating some speaker notes in case that's something you like to use. Now, like I previously suggested about uploading a presentation, if you have speaker notes already from a previous presentation, go ahead and hit that plus sign and attach speaker notes so that the AI can use those previous speaker notes to model its new ones after your voice. And in this example, I'm asking the AI to generate examples in the speaker notes that are relevant for the field of education, but we can fast forward through this entire section. It's really optional. So this next step is pretty simple. If you made a lot of changes to your presentation, you might want to ask it to review the format and the content just to make sure it's in line with everything you asked it to do. We didn't make a lot of changes for this demo, but I'm asking it to review the content anyways, just out of practice and habit. So we're gonna go ahead, take a look at everything it's telling us. And great, let's say we're happy with this. So instead of generating the entire presentation all at once, and your presentation might be really long, I like to ask it to just generate a sample slide or a preview to make sure the format matches what you're trying to do, because there always could be some errors. So I'm going to ask it to generate the first slide just as a preview. And so in this preview, as you can see, it's in the correct font and it has bullet points, but it's in a white background. And so we're going to ask it to suggest a better background color, and it's going to give us a list, and we're just going to use the one that it recommends. After going with the recommended color, next thing is we're going to ask it to generate the entire presentation using the background color it recommended, keeping the same format, asking it to attach the speaker notes to the notes of the PowerPoint, and with a little bit of time, here we go. Here's our entire presentation. As you can see, it's the entire slide deck that we generated from that article, and on the bottom you also have the speaker notes. Anyway, so this video was recorded in May of 2025, but ChatGPT is always improving. And as of now, it's able to create images and input them into the PowerPoints, but it doesn't do it in a way that I think is visually appealing. And it's a lot easier to do it on your own. And so I decided not to do that. But if or when ChatGPT is able to do that a lot more seamlessly, I'll probably go ahead and record a different, an updated video. If you like this sort of stuff, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and so you can see more of my stuff as I make it. I'm going to be constantly running new experiments to try to learn this stuff better for myself and hopefully share my learnings with you guys. Thanks, and have a great day.